Okay, I'm here at Clarksville, over here beside the Cumberland River. Kind of chilling out, looking at a few objects here pertaining to playground material. And they usually always do this for the military and for the town of Clarksville. Looks like a tugboat right there. I don't know if that's what it is, but I did notice this at the Cumberland River here from Clarksville going over into Nashville. Looked exceptionally low. Real low. So I'm gonna put this in my pocket while I walk. Hopefully it won't bobble around too badly. That way.
We got this in our town where I'm getting ready to get a bunch of dogs taking care of people dogs.
How can you tell if they're full-blooded? By the color?
We've seen our mom and dad, and we don't do the whole, we do rescue, we don't do the whole breed.
Well, see, my dogs are called Pomapoos.
I see.
They're about that big.
Really?
Yeah, a Pomeranian and a Poodle.
I guess with dog food being expensive as it is now, it costs quite a bit to feed one of them big dogs.
Real food too, meat.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah, it costs you an arm and a leg to feed one of them bigs.
Oh, yeah, big dogs. It's probably expensive.
Probably be $20 a week.
I give expensive food to my dog. I give Rachel Ray.
I'm saying it'd be probably $20 a week for one big dog like that.
Probably, yeah.
Because a big bag of dog food now run you almost $35.
You know what brand and you know how it's, you know.
Exactly.
Because our dogs are.
And I'm sure a big bag like that right there probably lasts him what, 2 weeks?
A bag, I don't know how big a bag I spend usually like $30 for a fairly big size bag. It lasts me almost a month for my two little dogs.
You might could spread it out that way.
That's always fun during the taste.
This is a rental thing. A lot of people are going to this now towards being able to come to facilities like this and basically rent out bicycles and pay your money, and it unlocks the bicycle. That way you can ride your bicycle down through there at night without having to walk, which is pretty nice. I don't know how much it is. It probably tells over here how much it is.
Started to run practice in Pleasant View. So it's only like 25 minutes away.
It's worth it.
Talks about a trip. $1 for each trip. I don't know how that it can monitor how many trips you're out here at night whenever there ain't nobody out here governing the thing. Right? Clarksville, Tennessee. Clarksville, Tennessee.
She must find them.
That's supposed to be the worm, I guess. I'm gonna assume some of them lights ain't on. It should be on. Probably just got them going this week. It's what most of you townsmen do. They took 2 little purple lights and put in there for his eyes. It's breezy out here tonight. Today, here in Northwest Tennessee, well actually this is Middle Tennessee, it got up to I guess about 55 or 60 degrees. That was fairly nice, I thought, while the sun was shining. But as soon as that sun went away, with it being this close to that river, kicking up a lot of humidity off that river, man, it feels bone chilling cold out here. Just glad I brought the right kind of clothing to deal with this.
Yes.
Network. I didn't take the time to study for the test and do them. You know, my certificates I had expired.
This is some sort of like a tour learning center. I wouldn't go as far as calling it a museum. Bright greens, oranges, blues. There's the river down there. There's the barge with that towboat. Let's stand right here for a second.
I think they say it's like, man, I like that voice.
See how slow? See how slow he's going? He is just barely moving. Unbelievable. Less than a half a mile an hour. Tugboat operators, I don't envy their jobs right now. And I'm just afraid next year it's liable to be even worse. Even worse. Kind of a scary feeling, actually, to be able to look into the crystal ball and identify what's happening to our planet is happening to our planet all over. And it's rather alarming, to say the least, to know that this is prophecy that was already prophesied of the river Euphrates running dry, and other rivers and waterways and watersheds, etc., drying up too as well. I want to get a picture of that. I don't know if you can see it or not. My camera ain't the best in the world. With that, it's like an old 55 Bel Air. Kind of cool looking. There's a flower. Look backwards. Go forwards. Look backwards. Go forwards. Look around. You have any idea what kind of flower that is?
It's a lily.
Is it a lily?
Yeah.
I see.
Come on.
I like that cane.
Oh, thank you.
That's really nice.
Thank you. When you get old and crippled, you may have to have one yourself.
Won't be long.
This is I don't know. It's a 3-dimensional Christmas tree with some sort of, I don't know what that is. Maybe Tiger the Cat or something down there below. I don't know. Whatever it is, it's got a tail. You know, I bet at certain times in the summertime, in the spring, and in the fall, I bet it's really, really nice towards going out here and seeing these things. Well, I figured out that this guy's not moving. That's the reason why he's going so slow. He's not moving. He's tied up to the bank over there. So you see them big columns? See the big round columns? There's one there, and there's one down there. They got them all over Tennessee River. They're basically tie-offs where people come down the river, and occasionally they'll have to tie off. They'll have to get out of somebody's way, or somebody's coming whenever the other person has to get over. And those are big tie-offs. Submerged probably, I don't know, 35, 40, 50 feet below the river's bottom. Filled full of concrete, gravel. Got to have something very, very stable to hold a barge, especially if you got a lot of harsh Let's look right here. Going. Going in order. It's like a gingerbread house, maybe.
Hey, come back here. Logan, Luke.
Find me again? Oh, yeah. Now I'm done.
This is almost like a... it is working. This didn't work a while ago. Let's get back here where we can see its formality for it. Boom. Yeah, they got it all going. Nice. Got it all in sequence. Way to go. Way to go, Kokomo. Now, who's this supposed to be? He's got an old English hat on. Standing there. Looks like maybe with a lantern. He's got a blue eye. He's blue eyes. See his legs.
Yeah.
Etc. Now that is red. I was going to say, well, why didn't they go with red? Why didn't they go with red? Right? All the way to the top of the limbs. Back down. Oh, looks like an octopus in a way. An upside down octopus. An upside down octopus. Octopussy. Now here you go. This guy here, he's on a sled. And he's traveling. Pulling by horses. Cool beans, right? Cool beans. Cool beans, man. Cool beans. The little horsey with the blue eye.
Oh no, you got it.
He's got the blue eye. The little blue eye.
There,
You know, we're living actually in a time unlike any other time that I've ever seen. Really, on a good note, on a good behavior, a good note part. That this is their Christmas logo, maybe their sponsor. They got different musicians out here playing different things, which is kind of neat. But what I was going to say is, just as little as 20 years ago, the millennials today don't realize this, but 20 plus years ago, yeah, you could have done what I'm doing right now with video, but odds are you would have had to put it into a VCR just to been able to have watched it, or if you took still pictures, you would have had to have taken the negatives down somewhere and had them developed. So I just imagine the smartphone, cell phone technology has probably put a big hurting on the photograph department, other than special photographs like marriages and anniversaries, stuff like that. Probably put a big hurting on a lot of the photograph companies, as well as Walmart, towards people going in there and spending probably thousands of dollars a day in having certain photographs developed, that now today, because of the latest technology, people don't have to do that. The kids today have no idea how much money that it would cost them in photographing as much photographs that they do. I like that right there with the Tootsie Roll Pop right there. I didn't see that a while ago. But they have no idea how much money that this new digital age has brought towards them being able to document these things, put them in their albums, separate them, whatever, and look at them, use them, put them on social media platform, give them to people. I don't know. Some people may sell pictures to other people pertaining to America, towards the things that we have here. But this generation growing up today has no idea of how lucky that they are in ways pertaining to the digital age that we're living in. Because like I said, 20 years ago, yeah, you could have got pictures. They wouldn't have been near this pencil perfect. And it would have costed an arm and a leg to have produced and put out as much material that I have put out just within the past 3 years on social media platforms. A literal arm and a leg. Of course, I guess in one way I'm paying for it with my phone services. Unlimited data, unlimited this, unlimited that. But still, I'm just saying, in perspective, if we went back 25, 30 years ago, before the digital age come about, this is kind of cool. I guess that represents the ice where they're on, ice skaters. One of their figurines isn't on, which is probably the main one of the male and female back there in the back. I'm still gonna have to do some tweaking on a lot of this stuff. I'm pretty sure there's Santa Claus. Pretty sure with it being this early in the game, they're probably still having to come out here and look and analyze and take out bulbs and replace bulbs. I like her. Looks like she's sitting there relaxing, enjoying herself. One thing you will notice, if you haven't ever been to Clarksville, Tennessee, It is a military, international friendly town that basically has all walks of life in it, from A to Z. Not only of a melting pot in America, but basically a melting pot in America. I mean, in the world. You'll run upon all different types of foreign people here that speak so many different languages. And I'm talking about hundreds of different languages that you will find in Clarksville, Tennessee, because you got so many military personnel here that it's actually cool. I think it's cool because it's very diversified. It's diversified in the fact that it's like a special place where people can all come together and basically not be at war with each other, not be fighting, and they can put aside their differences long enough to come together in the same town and enjoy one another's company. Not all military towns has the fauna as this one here does. Going down a little ways. And skates. This is another picture of Mr. Claus. There's Mr. Claus. Mr. Claus. And I don't really know what that is. Maybe a flower? Looks like the garden woman. Daisy somebody with the big hat. Ah, teddy bear. Teddy the bear. I was told a story one time about teddy bear whenever I was up in Colorado, way up in the high country. Seemed like I was above Vail. I was probably, I'm gonna say,
You see a bear? You sure do.
I should have remembered the town because they had hot springs of these nutrients that come out of this water, natural water, and the rowboat, and I actually had rented out an in-town suite there while I was fixing to go to work for a guy in Basalt, Colorado, which is give or take about probably about 15 miles this side of Aspen, Colorado. And I just thought it was intensely cool that that you could go to this place and be fascinated by their Christmas decorations. But there was one particular hotel, going back to the teddy bear, going back to the bear, that I was in there, and this is what was said. I don't know if it's true, that Teddy Roosevelt went to this particular area up in the mountains that was going to go bear hunting, and he left out that morning bright and early, and he come back that afternoon, and he was upset, he was outraged, he was mad because he didn't get a bear. He went bear hunting. He didn't have a bear. Well, according to the story, all the girls got together that night and discussed that if he went hunting again and come back the next time without a bear, that they was going to place a bear in his bed that he had, the room that he'd rented out. That way it would help to calm him down, that he would at least have a bear in his bed. Now you figure this was several years back, and sure enough, whenever he come back, he basically struck out again. Well, he got angry again, according to the women that worked there. Not quite as bad as what he did the day before, but whenever he got into his room and he seen the bear, he got the message about people being sentimental about Teddy the bear. And from then on, is what they claim now, I don't know that it's the truth, that from then on it caught on, it was coined the teddy bear. And that's where the name teddy bear comes from, according to what I was told. I guess this is the little love tunnel here that people go into. Is this supposed to transfigurate you in some sort of way towards changing your whole concept whenever you walk through this thing? Because I don't want to walk through here and all of a sudden something happens. It was a joke. Pretty neat. Kids love it. Little twinkling, sparkling lights. Aren't you a bit chilly out here, sir, with the shorts on? Almost. He's almost chilly. How can you be almost chilly?
We'll get it at the other end. Okay.
Hop, stay at the end.
Whoa. Whoa. So this is basically going to be the end of our little chart here, our tour of coming here and seeing what we've been seeing. Could you tell me what they're doing out there, sir? Are they dismounting? Is that what they're doing? It looks like he's breaking away from that barge.
I don't know. I thought that since they were sitting there, they were waiting for clearance to go upriver.
Maybe they're hooking onto some more barges beside that barge. And now he's fixing to push all of them at one time.
That's very possible.
Boy, it's very dangerous out there with those barge runners working at night towards hooking all that stuff up, isn't it? I was told it's a very dangerous
these guys know
job.
what they're doing.
Well,
That's all these barges do. These guys live on the barge
oh, I know.
all year round.
I know. I wouldn't want to be a tugboat operator right now because the water's being so low. They're having to, be really, really sensitive towards going through those.
Yeah, I think they're just adding this new row of barges.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. Do you live around here?
In the area.
Yeah. Has the water, has it come up any since it went down in the summer, or do you know?
Not really.
Not really.
Maybe a foot.
Yeah. Well, it may have went up enough that they can now handle a little wider load. That may be why he's hooking up. Sometimes a foot means a big difference on them barges.
It's a big difference on cost,
how much they weigh and stuff, Yep. It's a nice night to be out, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess they just got these lights going, huh?
Till January 3rd.
To January 3rd?
Yep.
Compliments to the military, or basically the whole town?
I think there's several, retail establishments that sponsor it to help pay for it.
Really? But originally it started out for the military, didn't it?
I don't know. I wasn't here during that time.
Good talking to you, sir.
You too. Now you lost your crowd, didn't you? Oh yeah, right there.
Dad.
You can do.
They get kind of, yeah. You can, once you get there,
Everybody look at me.
This is a little like Walt Disney with all the twinkling lights and all the different figurines. I guess it's supposed to have a tendency of bringing out the child in people,
Let me see here.
of the life of innocence that at one time America used to be well noted for. That basically our adversary has come into our great nation and has taken that from us. And it's extremely sad that we have taken one step forward and 2 steps back in the form of decency towards at one time being a really, really kind, nice, civilized, well-obedient, well-structured, well-maintained nation to where we are today towards basically falling apart. Care if I sit here?
yes, sir. You got it.
Doing all right today?
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just enjoying the night's evening, seeing what's going on. At least it ain't raining.
Kind of cool though out here next to that river with all that humidity out here. You know, there's a lot of humidity coming out that river. You from around here?
Yes, sir. I'm
From where? Accent City. That's just far up the road, isn't it? Isn't that where Johnny Cash used to live? Or pretty close to that area. Right? And once you get to Accent City, you're what? Another 20 minutes to Nashville? Red River is over there by you, isn't it? They got that, what is that? Witch thing out there and all that other stuff that they usually promote.
I think that's Adams.
That's Adamsville.
I think the Bell Witch.
The Bell Witch, yeah.
Yes, sir. That's Adams.
Think there's anything you need there?
Well, her name's Katie Bell, and my best friend growing up, they're a bunch of bells, so they always thought they were related.
Really?
But I don't know.
What was the story on that? Did somebody kill somebody or?
I think they accused her of witchcraft, and apparently she came out of the grave or something. I don't remember too much about it, but I think it's what he said.
Really, that sounds similar to my story. It really does, because my people in Northwest Tennessee, over around Roosevelt Lake, they have basically tarnished me, kind of like a boycott. Yeah. For texting me, you know, by telling everybody that I was evil and telling everybody that I was a devil worshiper, kind of like a witch or whatever. And the whole time they was the ones that was the monsters that was doing that to myself and other people. And you know, that's really sad here in America because there's been a lot more people that have had divine intervention with spiritual contact. Joseph Smith's one of them. A lot of the Indians had a lot of contact with different spiritual matters. And usually, 9 times out of 10, those same people get into the same category ridiculously, kind of like the Bell Witch.
can't believe that was hiding in his ear. I know.
What was that deal way up in what was it, Virginia or Pennsylvania, where they hung all those girls?
Salem?
Salem. I don't know the details in any of that. I don't know if they really was satanic worshipers or not. But it's pretty apparent that in this old world, if you don't go with the flow, if you're a bit unusual or different with your ideology or the way that you look at things, people want to compartmentalize you. Is that the right word? And put you off in another category that really you don't deserve. Have you ever heard of the Enchanted Circle in northern New Mexico? That's right. If you ever go to New Mexico, you will find some of the most beautiful art. There's artists that come from all over the world just to be able to draw and paint because it's got the right color cast to it, and then it turns into rock. The rock is just the right color, and it's just got a real deep effect to it. But around Angels, I think they call it Angel's Fire or something like that. Maybe it was Eagle's Nest. Around the Enchanted Circle, there was a female that had an inspiration by the Holy Spirit. And to this day, those people actually try to commercialize on what happened to her for selling little samples of dirt that people believe that if they take that home, that it could have some sort of a great healing effect because of that inspiration that she was given. And it's really sad that people want to take things like that and take it out of context and either demonize people or start making money off of it. Kind of like St. Teresa, that statue started bleeding and stuff. I mean, people are superstitious. By and large, they're very superstitious. And if something happens around it that they can't explain, they'll come up with an explanation. It may not be the right one, but they'll come up with an explanation. It may be a total, completely, out of characteristic of what their explanation is. But they'll come up with an explanation. But having it since the beginning of time, going all the way back into the Jesus today. While Jesus was important, they've done already stuff that he was at. The way I understand the scripture is that he looked at the three Roman soldiers and asked them, for what good works dost thou persecute me for? And it basically stunned them for a second because they really didn't know how to respond to that question. And then one of them stopped and said, well, for a good work, we persecute you not for it. But for you claiming that you're the Son of Man, pretending to be in Christ, the chosen one, that's the reason why that we have categorized you, compartmentalized you as you being a hoax, a liar. They worded it as in being a blasphemer and done what they've done. Good meeting you, sir. It's great talking. Take care of yourself. Yes, sir. You too. Hello. How are you?
You just said it.
Daddy,
You already took one by that.
Hey, how you doing, sir? Everything going all right for you tonight? Looks like you're having a good evening.
I want to get down here to the light.
Yeah, that's
Well, I guess I can sit right here and count the people. I've been here now about a minute. I figured probably about 25, 30 people walk by. Some of them going one direction, some of them going the other direction. About 25, 30 people walking every minute here. And this is probably one of those slower nights, I don't know. I feel like probably the closer they get towards Christmas, the more probably people want to come out and look at the lights. Thought we was gonna have a dog fight right then. Two dogs almost become inseparable for a second. Two strange dogs that met on the patio here.
Come on, you can ask when he gets over here.
Oh, yeah. Had to do it a bridge.
Beautiful, beautiful people, beautiful people.
Thank you.
Beautiful people, beautiful, beautiful people. People out taking a good little stroll. Most of them has a jacket on with their hands in their pocket to keep their hands warm. Especially the children. Children have more coats than the adults. There's a few of them out there that's walking around in shorts. I think it's probably about 50 degrees out here right now. Give or take. Not a whole lot of wind though. Wind is very gentle, very calm.
I thought it was the whole thing, like even.
Very, very pleasant evening to be out. Is that your boy?
Yeah.
Is that your boy? What's his name? Who? Pacino. He looks like he's highly active.
Yeah, we got that.
You got parents pushing baby carts with newborns. You got toddlers. You got 5, 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, teenagers. But the main thing that I've always found so much interest in here in Clarksville, Tennessee, at representing Fort Campbell military base, is that you'll have so many different people from so many different nationalities that will come here and speak hundreds of different languages. And for the most part, they're nice. They know a little bit of English. They can understand a little bit whenever you say hello, how you doing, good morning, thank you, stuff like that. And to see people kind of reacting this way, utilizing their friendship, to me it's the way that the world is supposed to be. That for some reason the adversary has gotten in between homes and separated communities and separated families and separated continents and countries, towards bringing remorse and war, disease and hardship to the homo sapiens. Now, why do you get a red hat, sir?
I got this in Las Vegas back 2019.
2019.
Yeah, I was at a place called Hatitude in Plain Hollywood.
Did you make any money? Did you win anything?
No, I didn't win no.
Did they take everything you was worth?
I was rolling for the fun of it anyway.
Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
I had this cousin. He wound up getting in a bad commercialized accident.
Yeah.
Up in Chicago.
Yeah.
He was going to get a wrench off of a crane while the
Yeah.
crane was swinging around.
Yeah.
And it got into those big high lines,
Woo.
those high intensity lines.
Yeah.
And it basically burnt him real bad.
Yeah.
Blowed holes out of his stomach, blowed his shoes off, and it burnt both his hands to a crispy crisp. And whenever I was about 12 years old, I remember him coming back from Chicago because he stayed in the hospital for almost a year.
Yeah.
Woo. Working on him, trying to
Yeah.
save one hand, one arm, and they never could. But I remember being in his house whenever he pulled in.
Yeah.
He drove himself all the way from Chicago back to Tennessee, and he had $400,000 checks.
Woo.
And over $1 million in the early 70s, 72.
That was big money.
That was big money back
Yeah.
then. And I remember holding on to those 3 checks because I wanted to hold on to it. I said, just let me feel it. Let me touch it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it honestly done something to me to this day. I still can't really pinpoint what it done to me, but I've never forgotten that moment. But I will say this,
Yeah.
going back to Las Vegas about your hat.
Yeah.
He went out to Las Vegas and he got to gambling, and he must have got well over his head.
He lost everything.
Well, he didn't lose everything, but at this particular moment, he got deep enough in debt that he had to come back to Tennessee because they couldn't do a transfer at the time for some reason.
Yeah.
I think maybe it was the holiday season or something
Yeah.
like that. Plus, they didn't have as good of communications as they do today. 2 goonies, 2 thugs
Good.
from Las Vegas followed that man all the way to his house
Oh.
and went with him to the bank to make sure that they got their money. Like I said, it must have been a pretty good amount of money for them to do that. I figure it had to have been probably somewhere in the line of $100,000 before they're going to do something like that.
Ran Wade one time on the trailer park. He went to Tunica, and he played the $100 machine,
Yeah,
and he won about $300,000.
that's a good deal.
And he went back the following week, lost about $40,000.
That ain't a good deal.
And he went and finally went bankrupt. That bankrupted.
He
Lost
did.
everything.
In other words, he caught the bug,
Yeah, he talked about
and it can do it.
Yeah. If I win something like that, I would stop. I wouldn't even think about going back.
Well, just like winning the lotto, there was a big lotto a while ago. It was one of the biggest in the world, I think.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't imagine winning that type of money and playing off like you're going to remain incognito, like ain't nobody going to know who you are, because you know good and well you're going to have people from everywhere trying to hunt you down.
Well, if you win something like that, keep your mouth shut. Don't even just act like
You'd have to change your whole identity.
Yeah, just act
You'd
like
have to
nothing
change
ever
your whole
happened to you.
identity, go move to another country somewhere.
Don't even speak a word. And just check like nothing ever happened.
Maybe go buy an island or something. Go live on an island or something. Right. Take care of yourselves.
You too.
Little red wagon. The little red wagon girl. Hey, little red wagon girl.
Mommy!
Go in. Where did y'all get that wagon? That is a heck of a wagon.
Yeah, it's nice.
Target?
Yeah.
Man, that thing's got big old wheels on it. Well, I'm going to turn this recorder off because I think we've heard enough and seen enough pertaining to my out here chit-chatting all these people. Some of them speak English and some of them don't.
Get together, Caitlin.
The tow truck operator over there, he's finally hooked up to them other barges over there. And I'm sure they're checking everything out because he's got the lights, making sure that they get hooked up right. And then maybe he'll be able to mosey on up the river going towards the Tennessee River, because you can travel the Cumberland River all the way down to almost Grand Rivers, and there is a opening that basically turns Land Between the Lakes into a peninsula. because the land mass on the southern side down by Dover, Tennessee is all one land mass. So you got water on one side, water on the other side, and water on the front. Yeah, I see them out there, but the flashlight's working. But there's an opening, a canal, or whatever you want to call it, that goes in between one river and another, and that's where they transfer over from going from the Cumberland River over to the Tennessee River, or the Tennessee River back over to the Cumberland River. And of course, once they go through the docks there at Grand Rivers, they basically get into the Ohio. Once they get on the Ohio, then they go down to Mississippi. So, you know, it's a hook up and go and transformation and cut this corner and go over here and do this and do that. I mean, it's a process that takes some of these loads from the time that they start, from the time that they end, is liable to wind up taking months before it finally gets to its final destination. Some of them, they go down the Tom Pygmy Parkway that takes you all the way to the Gulf from the Tennessee down by Pickwick. That's another journey that they use the waterway system towards moving cargo around. People don't realize that isn't familiar with the rivers towards how much cargo goes up and down the rivers. Thanks again for listening. I'm here in Clarksville, Tennessee. 2 days after Thanksgiving 2022, where the town of Fort Campbell is, pertaining to the military soldiers. Take care. See you. Bye.